Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and today I'm going to be doing a quick update video to the full speed Bat-100. So I previously reviewed this guy on the channel and I concluded that it was my favourite 1S brushless model, and since that video they have made a small update to it, and that is the motors. So this is the original here. You can see the motors are red and it flew great, but there was just a slight vibration on the motors. And when I spoke to Full Speed, they said that it's because these motors actually don't have a bearing in them. So they have released this new blue version, which does have a bearing in them. So I'm interested to see if we have better performance and also if the vibration noise has gone away with it as well. So we've got less than ideal conditions here today, but I'm gonna fly anyways. It's spitting of rain, so let's get it armed. Wow, straight away I can hear the motors squealing, and I have seen that before with these tiny brushless motors. Oh, the wind is just, wow, I shouldn't be flying in it really. Let's check out the punch. Oh yeah, there's definitely a bit more power there than the originals. And the vibration noise has gone. Definitely louder though with those squealing motors. It's almost like a shriek. Like I say, I have seen that before with these super tiny brushless motors. But it still flies nice. I mean, it's not a noisy model. It's just the noise is resonating a bit. But I do think there are less vibrations, and less vibrations are good. However, the vibrations before, they didn't come through to the flight characteristics. But this one definitely has a bit more power, I would say. Look at that. So we have got crazy winds here at the moment. Like I say, some kind of remnants of a hurricane hitting another hurricane, and we've been having really harsh winds, which is why there hasn't been much content on the channel recently. It's been really difficult to find gaps in the weather. In fact, this is a gap in the weather that we've got here now that I'm flying this with. So I've gone into acro. I need to be careful though. It's definitely been knocked by the wind. But yeah, acro seems fine. Trying to keep it in close so it doesn't get away from me with this horrible weather, and it's only going to get worse from now. Look, we've got leaves, definitely autumn, which is sad because we haven't really had a summer. I know I always complain about the weather here, but we have had a shocker. Anyway, I can hear the buzzer going off there, so I think I'll come in for a landing. So here's some FPV footage taken from my HD3s. And I honestly couldn't notice much difference between this one and the previous motors. But I think what a lot of people commented on the last time was the fact that with the motors not having any bearings, does that make them any more use than a brushed motor? Now, the previous motors that were on this model were working fine. They didn't wear out. They were certainly much quieter. So I can't really comment on that. The only thing I will say is that there's a good chance that this new motor will last a lot longer. In fact, maybe won't even wear out at all. The downside to that is it is a lot more noisier, to the point where it's kind of annoying on the ears, is what I thought. So if you are invested in this model because it is small and it's not going to cause any damage, and you want to fly it indoors, because they actually sell
a prop protector for it. If you're flying this indoors, then it's going to be quite noisy, I think, compared to the last one. But it doesn't vibrate, so that's a good thing. The throttle feels a lot more cleaner when you throttle up. But I think another downside of that is the flight time is cut shorter. I guess if you're having more power though, that should be a given, I guess. But I couldn't get a flight time over 3.5 minutes, whereas before it was 4 minutes 20, I think. So yeah, a reduction in flight time there. And I need to try some different batteries with this as well, because this is just a stock battery. I want to try some of the high volt batteries, maybe switch out the connector as well. But there you go, that is my video on the updated version of the Bat. As far as I'm aware, they're all being shipped with these motors now, so I'll put a link in the description if you wish to get one, as well as my first review that I did of this model. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.